Hey there, happy weekend. I'm back this week to share with you something that happened over the week that I thought was interesting. And this week I had an interesting conversation with a client that I wanted to share with you. This client was grieving the loss of their dog. And as you can imagine, the grief was all consuming. And what happened is that they noticed that it started to show up in the food world, the repercussions of the dog being gone. And see, this dog would be given all of the kids' leftovers. And so the kids would come home from school, dog would be given the leftovers. After dinner, the dog would be given the leftovers. And now that the dog is gone, there's nowhere for the leftovers to go. And this was causing a lot of anxiety in this person. And so there was only one option for where the leftovers should go. The only option is to eat all the food, eat all the leftovers that were there, because throwing it out was not an option. So that urge to eat all of the leftovers, it became so desperate and so critical, and they really became hijacked and trapped in memory time. And I talk a lot about discerning the difference between behaviors and acting as if we were in memory time versus being in now time. And this person's now time and memory time were kind of coming together, which is what made this really complex. The memory time being scarcity, loss, you don't throw food away. That was hardwired inside of them, is that you don't throw food away. The now time loss is that they lost their most loyal resource. The dog was an anchor. It made leftovers safe. And now that the dog is gone, there's nothing to grasp onto. And so not only do we have the grief of losing a beloved family member, we have a secondary grief of having to unpack this really old wound and the behaviors that are adapted from it. So it was really overwhelming for this person to process. It's like, really, I have to not only process the grief of losing my dog, but also now I have this disordered eating disorder behavior showing up that now I have to deal with that too. So it felt really overwhelming. And so before they left session, we put some containers around it so that it didn't feel so explosive and boundaryless. So anyway, that was really interesting to me and something I've been thinking a lot about.